The story opens in the 24th year of settlement on Proxima, a distant planet orbiting Proxima Centauri, approximately 4.5 light-years from Earth. Inside a futuristic observatory, two scientists, Titus and Ara, are intently watching a recorded transmission sent by one of their colleagues. The message reveals that the sender has traveled back to Earth and is now in the year 1999, residing in a remote village named Hamsal, Devi. He has located a brilliant mind, an Earth scientist who has conducted extensive studies on the human brain. The scientist has documented his groundbreaking work in a book, but due to his rapidly deteriorating health, he is unable to complete his mission. With urgency in his voice, the companion urges someone else to carry it forward. Determined, Titus looks at Ara and declares that he will take responsibility for finishing what their colleague started. The narrative then shifts to Earth, specifically to Hamsal Devi in the year 1999. Here we meet Ravi, a young mechanic who spends his days working in a modest garage owned by his uncle, Prabhakar. Orphaned at a young age, Ravi's only family is his uncle and the love of his life, Vimala, whom he plans to marry soon. The village is embroiled in controversy over a proposed dam project. The local minister is aggressively pushing for its construction, claiming it will bring progress, but many villagers oppose the idea, fearing it would force them to abandon their ancestral land. Among the opponents is a powerful figure named Krishna, Vimala's older brother. Krishna is fiercely protective of his sister and harbors a deep resentment toward Ravi, believing him unworthy of her. Ravi and Prabhakar are also vocal critics of the dam, aware that the project would displace their community. Meanwhile, the minister has begun silencing dissenters, using intimidation, manipulation, and even force to eliminate anyone standing in his way. We return to the two scientists, Titus and Ara, who have now arrived on Earth, blending into the late 90s world by traveling on a public bus. Once they reach the outskirts of Hamsal Devi, they discreetly conceal the bus from public view to avoid drawing attention. Their journey leads them to a modest home, the last known residence of the brilliant Earth scientist mentioned in the message. Inside, they discover the book containing the crucial research. However, it's sealed with an advanced DNA lock, a fail-safe designed to protect the information. The mechanism is clear. Only someone sharing the scientist's genetic lineage can unlock it. If anyone else attempts to force it open, the book will instantly self-destruct in flames. Realizing the sensitivity of the situation, Titus and Ara set out to find a living relative of the deceased scientist. You might assume this relative is Ravi, but it isn't. In a surprising twist, the person they're searching for is Einstein, Ravi's close friend. Einstein, known for his quirky personality and sharp intellect, happens to be the grandson of the very scientist who wrote the book. On that same day, Einstein borrows Ravi's motorcycle. Frustrated by his own car breaking down yet again, he sets off, unaware of the importance he holds. Meanwhile, Ravi heads over to meet Vimala. With worry in her eyes, she confides in him. Her brother Krishna is making arrangements to marry her off to someone else, and the wedding could happen soon. The news hits Ravi hard. At the same time, Prabhakar, Ravi's uncle, receives a call from an old friend. The friend urgently requests a meeting, claiming to have uncovered vital information about the dam project. Sensing the weight of the message, Prabhakar quickly gathers two of his trusted workers and sets out. What he doesn't know is that the call was a trap, a carefully orchestrated ruse by the minister to lure him away. On the way to meet his friend, Prabhakar and his two workers are attacked by a group of thugs. Sadly, all three are killed in the ambush. Back in the village, Ravi begins searching everywhere for his uncle, but he can't find him. While asking a shopkeeper for help, Ravi suddenly sees someone approaching with an axe. It's Krishna's younger brother. Thinking he's about to be attacked, Ravi panics and starts running. Another man nearby, seeing the same thing, starts running with him. At the same time, Titus, the scientist, is quietly driving the bus through the village, still searching. A boy nearby throws a stone aiming at a hen, but the stone accidentally hits Einstein, who happens to be riding past on Ravi's motorcycle. Einstein loses control and falls right in front of the scientist's bus. Just then, Ravi and the other man running from danger jump onto the bus. After driving a short distance, something incredible happens. The bus transforms into a spaceship and takes off into the sky. Ravi and the other man faint from the shock. The ship shoots off at the speed of light. In the next scene, a young girl is seen watching the ocean through a telescope. She notices two people lying on the shore and quickly calls her older sister Sarah. When Sarah comes closer, she realizes one of them is Ravi. There are empty liquor bottles scattered around, so she assumes they partied all night and passed out. She scolds Ravi in English and turns to leave, but Ravi, confused, doesn't understand what's going on. He assumes he's somewhere in Goa. As Sarah walks away, her car gets stuck in the sand. Ravi helps her push it out. Curious, Ravi asks how to get to the nearest bus stand. Sarah agrees to drop him and the other man there. Before she drives away, Ravi double-checks, asking if this really is Goa. Sarah laughs and says, "You're still drunk. This is Australia." Ravi thinks she's joking, until he sees tall buildings far away. He's shocked. There are no roads connecting India to Australia, and the only way to get here is by plane. The two men sit at the bus stop for a long time, waiting, but no bus ever comes. The next morning, Sarah happens to pass by the same bus stop. To her surprise, Ravi and the other man are still there, sitting and waiting. Ravi tries to explain again, telling her he got on a bus in India, but has no idea how he ended up here in Australia. Sarah tells him the next bus won't come until tomorrow, Monday, but Ravi insists, tomorrow is Sunday, not Monday. Sarah shakes her head, thinking he's still drunk and confused. Feeling a little sorry for them, she decides to take both men to her uncle's house so they can rest. While inside, Ravi finds an old newspaper lying on a table. The date printed on it is from the year 2021. He shows it to Sarah, confused. Why does this newspaper show a date from the future? Sarah laughs it off and says, "That's just an old paper. Right now it's the year 2024. Ravi is stunned. 2024? That's impossible. I got on that bus in 1999. How could I be here? 25 years later. He pulls out his driver's license and tells her the entire story. At first, Sarah doesn't believe him, but Ravi is so serious and so confused that she finally agrees to help. Sarah takes him to her own house. Her father used to be a scientist, and she hopes he might have some answers. She looks up Ravi's village on the internet, but what she finds shocks both of them. The village no longer exists. It's now a restricted nuclear dam zone, completely abandoned and destroyed. Seeing the proof online, along with an old college photo of Ravi, Sarah begins to believe him. She realizes he really has somehow traveled from 1999 to 2024. But she's puzzled. Technology in 2024 isn't advanced enough to build a time machine. So how did he get here? Just then, her father comes home. Ravi explains everything to him and begs for help to return to his time. Her father laughs at first, thinking it's a joke. But then he says seriously, "Even if you're telling the truth, it's impossible to go back. If time travel was real, I would have gone back to 2010 to fix the biggest mistake of my life." In the end, he tells Ravi, "If you really want to return to 1999, your only hope is to find the same bus that brought you here." After that, Ravi searches online to find out what happened to the people from his village. What he discovers shocks him. Vimala and her younger brother were murdered. His uncle and the two workers who went with him were also killed. The worst part, Ravi is blamed for all the deaths because he disappeared from the village without a trace. Seeing this news breaks Ravi's heart. He realizes that if he goes back to India now, he'll be arrested right away. And even worse, he has no one left there anymore. Feeling hopeless, Ravi returns to the house and starts talking to the man who came with him on the bus, the same man who's been quiet all this time. Ravi tells him everything that's been happening, but the man doesn't seem to care. Instead of being shocked or sad, he starts laughing. This makes Ravi angry. He grabs the man's bag and throws it. Some jewelry spills out, and among it, Ravi sees something familiar, the same piece of jewelry he once gave to Vimala. Before Ravi can make sense of it, the man suddenly attacks him. Meanwhile, back at Sarah's house, her father looks deeper into Ravi's background. He finds the same news article that says Ravi is wanted for murder. Shocked, he decides to call the police, but Sarah stops him. She believes in Ravi and is sure he could never do something like that. Her dad agrees to come with her to find out the truth. Back at the house, Ravi is badly injured from the attack. When he asks the man why he did this, the man, who now reveals his name as Michael, confesses everything. He says he killed Vimala to steal her jewelry, but her younger brother saw it happen and followed him. When Michael boarded the bus with Ravi, he killed the brother too using an axe. He even shows Ravi the same knife he used and stabs Ravi with it. Just then, Sarah and her dad arrive at the house. Michael tries to attack them too, but Ravi, despite his injuries, manages to fight back. He stabs Michael and saves Sarah and her father. In the end, everyone gets hurt, but thankfully their injuries are minor. A week later, we see Sarah's dad thanking God. He feels grateful that his daughter is alive. If it weren't for Ravi, the killer might have taken her life too. The next day, Sarah takes her dad to the same spot where they first found Ravi on the beach. While looking around, they discover a huge, strange machine hidden nearby. They guess this might be how Ravi and the other man arrived here. Sarah's dad, Peter, tries to fix the machine, but no matter what he does, it won't turn on. Something seems broken. A few days later, Ravi's leg injury finally heals. Then one stormy day, lightning strikes, and the energy from it powers up the strange machine. To their surprise, a girl appears on a screen inside it. She asks how they managed to start the machine. Peter explains everything that has happened about Ravi, the bus, and the killer. The girl then begins to tell them about her home planet and the mission they were on. She says that in the 22nd year of their timeline, the sun became dangerously hot, making Earth unlivable. So humans moved to another planet, Proxima. But now in the 24th year on Proxima, a brain disease is spreading and many people are dying. She explains that her team came to Earth to find a book written by a brilliant scientist. The book contains important research on the human brain, but it can only be opened by someone from the scientist's family because it's locked with DNA. Since they couldn't open it and their spaceship was running low on fuel, they decided to return. Just then, Ravi and the thief boarded the spaceship, thinking it was just a bus. Once the girls' team found out Ravi was on board, they quickly sent him back to Earth using the time machine. But by then, 25 years had passed. The team managed to save Ravi, but they didn't survive themselves. Ravi then asks the girl how he can return to 1999. She replies that it's not possible right now because they don't have the plutonium needed for time travel. Ravi then says, "I know the person you're looking for, the one who can open the book. Just send me back for one day. I'll get the book opened and hand it over to your people. It will help you save lives on Proxima, and I can also save the people from my village." The girl listens and says, "Give me some time. I'll talk to my team and let you know." The next day, the girl contacts them again. She says they can't send Ravi back for a full day, only for 2 hours. He'll have to complete everything within that time. If he fails, he won't survive. But Ravi has nothing left to lose. After saying goodbye to Sarah and her dad, Peter, he steps into the time machine. Moments later, the machine activates and sends him back to the year 1999 at exactly 5:11 p.m. The version of Ravi from that time disappears, and a countdown starts on his wrist. Just 2 hours. Ravi first rushes to save Vimala, arriving just in time to stop Michael from killing her. He fights and kills Michael. Then he heads to where his uncle was going to be ambushed. This time, Ravi is ready. He defeats the goons and saves his uncle too. Thanks to everything he saw in 2024, Ravi knows exactly where and when each danger will happen. He tells his uncle to find Einstein as fast as possible. Ravi also sneaks into the minister's place and steals a large amount of money that would have been used to destroy the village. This way, he stops the future damage before it can begin. When he finally meets Einstein, Ravi tells him a little lie. He says someone wants to marry him, but the girl's family only accepts scientists. He asks Einstein to go home and bring the book his grandfather wrote to prove he's from a scientist family. Meanwhile, the minister is furious after discovering that a large amount of his money has gone missing. Ravi hides nearby, watching everything closely. That's when Krishna, Vimala's older brother, arrives. As they argue, Ravi learns a shocking truth. The real mastermind behind everything wasn't the minister, but Krishna himself. Krishna had planned it all. He had his own sister killed by Michael, knowing Ravi would be blamed. All of it was done for money and power. Krishna wanted to become the MLA of the area, and in the future he succeeded. But now Ravi was going to stop that future from happening. A fierce fight breaks out. One by one, all the goons are taken down until only Ravi and Krishna are left. Ravi, hoping Krishna would change, gives him a chance to surrender. But Krishna, still greedy, offers Ravi half the money to join him instead. Enraged, Ravi knocks him out. With only a few minutes left on the timer, Ravi rushes to meet Einstein. Einstein uses his DNA to unlock the scientist's book. Then the two quickly head to the same place where Ravi had first boarded the strange bus. Just like before, the same boy nearby launches a slingshot. The rock hits Einstein's motorcycle, causing both of them to fall, once again, right in front of the bus. Without wasting a second, Ravi tosses the book into the bus. As soon as he does, the countdown on his wrist stops. It's done. The mission is a success. That book will now reach the people on Proxima, and they will finally find a cure for the brain disease. With that, the story comes to a close. Ravi has not only saved his village, but also helped an entire planet, bringing the movie to a powerful and happy ending.